Today we're going to be looking at some absolutely terrible stock advice, and all of this is coming from fellow YouTubers, very prominent YouTubers actually. We're going to be looking at videos from Tom Nash, from Meet Kevin, and JJ Buckner. All these guys are into making stock videos saying, you know, these are the type of stocks you should be investing in. I invested $1 million in this stock, and you should too. And a lot of this information has aged very, very poorly. Now we're going to be looking at 3 different videos, one from each of the guys I just mentioned. And like I said, all this information has aged very, very poorly. If you had invested in the companies that these guys recommended in these videos, you would have lost an absolute ton of money. And ultimately what it comes down to, I don't hate any of these individuals, but most of these people should not be giving stock advice at all. Most of them have no financial knowledge whatsoever. They're just random YouTubers who decided, hey, you know, when I make stock videos, these do really well, so I'm going to continue to put out this type of content, even though I don't really know what I'm talking about. So take that in mind, and let's go ahead and look at some of these videos. So the first video that we're going to be taking a look at is from JJ Buckner, and he actually did a video on shorting GME. We'll talk about GME and why this was such a terrible decision in just a minute, but I want to show you the clip. It's not very long, but what's really interesting about this clip from JJ Buckner, and again, I think JJ Buckner is, you know, a fine individual, but this guy should not be giving any stock advice at all. Doesn't know what he's talking about, but this is actually really interesting because he did a short GME video back in 2021 when they first started blowing up, and this was back when YouTube had dislike buttons. They no longer have that, and you can see right here, short GME, it had over 50% dislikes because this was terrible, terrible information that I'm about to show you. Now, since then, he has actually deleted this video from his YouTube channel because it's such horrible, horrible advice, and nobody liked it. It was like really bad, and he actually started selling a course. The video I'm about to show you is actually the very first video where he started selling a course teaching other people how to get into the stock market, how to short, and how to buy and sell different stocks. And he did this in the same video where he was talking about shorting GME. So again, I'm going to show this. He actually deleted this video from his channel. I actually have a copy of it on one of my videos, so that's what we're going to be watching now.
So when that happens and you see a company like GameStop that shoots higher and higher and higher, it's typically a short squeeze, and that's exactly what I think is happening here. And as we can see, we're already starting to see a little bit of a sell-off today. Now, let me be a big fair warning here, guys. This is a very, very risky trade. I only put in about $600, which for me it works out to be, you know, very minimal loss. If I lost everything, I'd be 100% okay. But I do think this is going to be one that could end up going back down right where it was before. I don't want to give a price target on this one because I'm really not sure. It's another reason why I didn't, you know, unload like $2,000 on this trade. But so far, I'm up $35, and you know, GME could shoot back up.
Now he doesn't have that. Okay. That video cracks me up. I've watched it a bunch of times. I still think it's funny. Let's look at the GameStop. This is where he recommended it, right here. January 15th, it was like $35, and he recommended selling puts on GameStop. So basically, you're betting that the stock will go down in price at $35 right before a few days later when it went to $325, and it's currently at $127 at the time of making this video. So he wanted to sell puts. He encouraged people to sell puts on GameStop at $35. If you had done that, you would have lost an insane amount of money. So much money. He has no idea what he's talking about with the stock market, which is why he ultimately deleted this video. Now, this guy actually sells a course on stock market trading. He teaches people how to do shorts, how to do puts, how to do calls on stocks. I don't know why anyone would want to buy a course from someone who made one of the worst stock picks of all time, shorting GME right before it went to $300. But if you want to do that, you can go ahead to JJ Buckner's channel and actually buy his course. And he'll teach you all about how to short GME right before it goes to the moon. So the next person that we're going to be talking about is Tom Nash. Now, if you don't know who Tom Nash is, he claims to be a former financial advisor for one of the big 3 financial advisor firms in America. I don't know if that's true or not, he hasn't really provided any information to back up his claim that he used to be a formal financial advisor. He just says it all the time. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he claims to be. And he does a lot of videos on the stock market. Now, what's interesting is he used to do a lot of videos on fake guru type content, and then some of his stock videos started to blow up, and now he basically does that exclusively and paints himself as this former advisor. Now, one of the things that he likes to talk about a lot is Palantir stock. So if you don't know what Palantir stock is, Palantir Technologies is a public American software company that specializes in big data analytics. So basically, they're a data analytics company. There are a bunch of companies like this. Palantir is probably one of the more successful, but it's not, revolutionizing anything. I don't understand why this guy loves this stock so much. He talks about it a lot. But this is a clip from August 13th, 2021. So we're not going to watch all of it. We'll just take a few seconds of it, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at Palantir stock and how it's doing now.
And of course, we have to talk about what's going on with their debt structure. This company is killing it. So they started the year with $200 million in debt. Now, they have the cash, but they just repaid that mother lover. It's now zero. Q2 financials comes out. You can check me on this. They have zero debt. They repaid the $200 million. They don't owe jack shit to nobody. That's insanely impressive, even considering that they have $2.3 billion in cash sitting in the bank, and their assets to liabilities ratios is 1 to 3. 3 times more assets and liabilities, $2.3 billion in the bank, and no debt. If you want a good measurement of the quality of management, you could take a look at this as a textbook of how management should treat financials and financial structuring. This thing is impressive, and that's being very gentle.
Okay, so he talks about how impressive Palantir is and how they don't have any debt. Now, since this video came out in August of last year, they have since taken on debt again. So they're no longer a debt-free company. And let's go ahead and take a look. Remember, this was August 13th of 2021 when he posted this. This is Palantir stock today. He recommended it right here when it was about $24. It's now $10.98. So it's lost, over, $10, $12 of its actual stock value. If you had invested in this back at $24 when he recommended it, you would have lost a ton of money. And you can see it's been low. It's been much, much lower since the start of 2022. This stock is not going to recover anytime soon. Anyone who took his advice, and he has done a bunch of these. I just randomly picked one of his Palantir videos. He has probably at least a dozen of them. And what this guy actually does is when he makes a lot of these videos, not specifically about Palantir, but when he talks about other companies that don't do well, again, he'll remove the videos. And that's what a lot of these guys do. Put out, stock advice, doesn't do well, they remove the video. But his Palantir advice, you can see, was terrible financial advice. If anyone had taken his recommendation back then, they would have lost an absolute ton of money on this stock. So finally, we're going to be taking a look at a video that Meet Kevin did. Now, Meet Kevin has almost 2 million subscribers at this point. You either love him or you hate him. He's very successful at what he does. I'll give him that. He has done a bunch of stock videos. Now, one thing I want to point out about this guy, from doing YouTube and his real estate investing, I think the last video I saw, he said he had over like $25 million. This guy is incredibly rich. From his real estate investing and YouTube. So when he talks about I put like $300,000, I put $500,000 in this stock, that's nothing to him. That's nothing compared to his total net worth, but he has 2 million people who watch his videos, and he needs to understand when he talks about these companies, a lot of these people, they will take his advice, they'll put the, $1,000 or $2,000, that's all they have to spare, and they'll put it in one of these companies because of his stock advice. And a lot of his advice has gone absolutely terrible. So we're going to look at this. He talks about a company called Lemonade. I pulled up Lemonade right here. Lemonade offers renters insurance, homeowners insurance, car insurance. Basically, they're an insurance company. There's really nothing spectacular about them. There are plenty of other insurance companies out there. I don't know why he loves this company so much, but he has recommended it a ton. Let's go ahead and take a look at what he talked about in this video on August 27th, 2021.
So this is one that I can't remember exactly what I put in. It was like $400,000, maybe it was closer to $500,000.
Nothing much.
Somewhere between $400,000 to $500,000 into Lemonade. Yes, I put this money into...
I just love how cavalier he is about throwing $400,000 into some random stock. That's rich guy problems right there.
Lemonade. I put this money into Lemonade at an average cost of about $72.
$72, remember
I
that.
already own a lot of Lemonade. I like Lemonade. I do not think Lemonade is worth... Like, I'm not going to buy Lemonade over $75 to $80. It's too much for me. It's at 76 right now. So, like, 80 is usually my cutoff. When it runs into, like, this 180 range, this was after the Motley Fool pump. This was insane. Like, this right here is just pure momentum. But sometimes it runs up into that 115, 120 range. That's a good time to sell covered calls or sell your call options on it if you have. I personally think with this market going into this, like, risk-on movement, I think there's a potential for Lemonade to have some juice. Let's go into, I'm just going to do trend.
Okay, so he talks about investing $400,000, a small amount of money, into Lemonade stock at $72. Remember that. August 27th, 2021, when this video came out. So back here in August 27th, right there, this is when he was talking about investing in it at $76. It has only gone down since he made that video. It has had no pumps whatsoever back to anything close at what he recommended it at 76. It is now $23.40. That was an absolute bomb of actual advice that he gave to people. And again, like I said, this guy has 1.81 million subscribers. Him investing $400,000 in the stock means absolutely nothing to him. He has at least $25 million. That's chump change to him. But I guarantee you, of the 1.8 million subscribers that he has, I guarantee you at least a few people watch him and they're like, I trust this guy. I'm going to invest in Lemonade at $72, and now they're holding bags at $23. So ultimately, what it comes down to is that the people you see on YouTube, myself included, we are here basically just to entertain you. Keep that in mind, we're basically just entertainers. Hopefully you take some entertainment out of this video. You should not be taking stock advice from people you see like, oh, I trust this guy, I'm going to invest my $20,000 into this stock. Most of these people, they all have large followings, and I'm sure all three of those videos had people investing in those stocks based on the recommendations of those people. Please do not do that. We're just here for entertainment. We're just YouTubers. We don't really know much. We're not financial advisors. Even though some of us may claim to be, we're not financial advisors. So please, just use YouTube as a platform for fun, for entertainment. Don't use it for stock advice. Thanks for watching, everyone. Leave your comments below what you thought, and have a fantastic day.